We leave you guys.
Love you too. All right, Vince. It is going to be quite a good game. Like, I kind of was going into today and I was thinking, Renegades with Fnatic seems like a bit of a mismatch. But the more I think about the Renegades roster and I think of like how good JKS can be and Jacob in there as well, Nifty as an AWPer, there is a chance of an upset here. And like they said, they think that Fnatic did lose to these guys over in Starladder, but Fnatic's certainly the favorites here. But Renegades on their day, they can be quite a scary prospect.
And then you add into the mix, we got to cast them yesterday against Na'Vi. Fnatic looked a bit off. Crims was the only player in that entire best of 3 that ended up with more kills than deaths. Everybody else was negative.
That's very true. Crims has been stellar, but the rest of the crew look a little bit off. It's a new day, a new chance, a new best of 3. Winner does go through to the playoffs, Vince, and the loser sadly does go home. And if Renegades do win, we're all doing a shoey. So there is that. So a lot on the line for everyone involved. I'd like to see Renegades do well here. At least get a map, take it to a third perhaps. We've had 2-0s all day today. We want to kind of up the ante and see what they can do here on the server. There's Nifty on your screens right now. He's going to be an instrumental part to the success of Renegades. He is actually a very strong AWPer, very flashy, very similar to JW. And that's what excites me about this one. If those two can lock horns here on the battlefield of Mirage, I feel like it could be a very exciting match indeed. JW has looked a little bit off this tournament, but it looks like we are about to go live, ladies and gentlemen. I can see there might be a slight issue. Nifty just disconnected straight from the server. He's like, you know what, we're not going live, I'm out. So we'll take a little tech pause there. I always do this, Vince. Why would I never be gifted the chance to build up the hype when I want to?
Well, fortunately, Henry has came straight back into the server, so
it's a mic issue. I can see it already.
Ah, okay. Hopefully nothing too serious.
It is difficult. You've got to plug the microphone into the PC, connect to TeamSpeak, press push to it. There's a lot to remember. So we'll just sort that out. There's Jacob, of course. Like the guy said, an interesting proposition, isn't he? He's like moved to North America for 6 months. He wasn't in a team, from what I recall, since the FaZe days, right? So I don't think he's been part of a lineup since. So it's cool to see him back in there. Very skilled player. I think this is a good place to showcase himself and play with a different group other than Scandinavians, perhaps, so he can kind of broaden his horizons in terms of his play style and understanding of the game and how other people approach it. I think he is a fantastic player, good addition. 6 months apparently. I think maybe it could even be longer. It seems like he's enjoying himself over there.
Hey, if they're successful, I'm sure it will be longer. I'm sure they'll extend that. A player, of course, that you go back a little while was considered one of the upcoming stars of Europe and then kind of went off the radar a little bit, as you say. So it'd be great to see him come back here with Renegades and really show what he's capable of doing.
Yep, absolutely. Very excited for that. We'll see whether Lecro on his screen, another player that seemed to have a bit of an off day yesterday, Vince. Definitely one of the shining stars of Fnatic on his day. Deagle especially, he saves them so many times with that particular pistol. That's why you can never discount Fnatic in those, not so much force rounds, even just partial buys when they've got Deagle, armor, a couple of flashes. He'll be finding the 1Ds, and a map like Mirage, it certainly lends itself to that play style. So we'll see whether he can perform today. There's Justillo, a player who's very decent fragger as well. Same story for Azza, quite a duo, quite formidable. Azza is a player, I think I agree with Chad, never really lived up to the expectations, the potential he has to perform in massive tournaments. We know he's exceptionally skilled, but he's only really shone at those local events, like sort of like the minors over in Asia. That's where he's really, really good. We haven't really seen him have that proper breakout performance in a playoff and get Renegades deep into a tournament.
No, I completely agree with you, and he's always like similar to Jacob in a lot of aspects. He's one of those players that you know has this ability. If he's feeling it, he can take over a map, he can take over a best of 3 and just outright win it for Renegades. But the consistency seems to be the issue. He'll maybe have one map here and there where he's dominant, then he'll go back to sleep again for a few maps.
I'll tell you what as well, Renegades, I love the coach, Kassad. I think he's such a passionate dude. Like, you can tell he really wants them to win. Like, he's so on board with the whole machine. Very passionate man, and you can see when it goes wrong, he certainly lets everyone know about it. You can see by his body language when it's stewing inside him and the team have done something wrong or they made a bad decision or he wants to get involved with the timeout. I love watching him, especially when we get to cast in the same room where he's in there. We got to do that over at the major, and it's a lot of fun being in the same room as him. So much energy, a lot of noise coming from the Renegades camp. It's a great team to watch. And ladies and gentlemen, this time we are actually live. It's Fnatic versus Renegades. Winner books himself a place in the quarterfinals. Loser is going home. It will be Renegades to start on the T side here. We're going to have 3 sets of armor, 2 smokes, flashbangs, PD50 for JKS. Does suggest some sort of A split with the smokes being deployed. 3 players towards middle. And in terms of aggression for the CTs, we'll see whether they will be pushing at all. They've actually gone for a 3-man stack in the B bomb site.
They certainly have, although Lekro can easily wrap himself around through Kitchen if the call comes through that A or mid are being aggressed on. Setting up for the retake, it seems, though, with the kit in the hands of Golden. And JW spots himself a few players, going to hear footsteps, going to go straight through Connector. So the rotations instantly through Kitchen side, and Fnatic looking to try and stop the plan before it gets put down, but JW... Man, that was rough to watch. Nothing was even close to landing.
Yeah, that wasn't a good look, and it looks like a very easy round for Renegades at this point. Nice execution, poor shots from Fnatic, and this is a guaranteed round at this point. Crooks might get one kill, not even that. It looks like a clean sweep's coming in, and Renegades put their best foot forward in the pistol round here on Mirage. That's fantastic. And JW, yeah, that was not pretty, Vince. That was actually a bit of a horror show.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday's best of 3, he had 72 ADR, but didn't have as many kills as deaths, and we're starting to see maybe a sign as to why that was.
Yes.
Still early days, though, Henry, as you say.
Yeah, that's the first round.
At the end of the day, yeah, that sucks, but you can just dust off the cobwebs and come straight back in with some crazy shots, and he can start to feel it again.
We'll see what happens here, Vince. There will be a force buy, of course, from Fnatic here. The Deagles, the CZs, lacking diffuse kits or any sort of utility, really. And a rifle focus from the Renegades here. 3 of them, 2 AKs and a Galil, Mac-10, UMP, and they're going for the default here. This is what I like to see. Work the map, be methodical, and try and avoid the 1-Deags. Flush opens things up. Lovely shot towards Delpan to take down Ustillo.
That's one hell of a way to start the round for Fnatic. Haven't lost a single point of damage. Unfortunately, not able to get their hands on the fallen weapon. As it was at range, you can see from Flush's perspective, shooting towards Delpan. That's where the kill came in and Ustello fell. But Ustello is hoping that the rest of his team can pick up the slack. Flusher forced back onto B side. Currently, Azza is waiting in B-Apps to pounce out. Lekro with the Deagle isn't far off landing this. Headshot finally gets it onto Nifty. Trying to shift across to Azza won't be happening. But Flusher next up and next to fall. It started so well for Fnatic, but it seems like it's slipping away. Crims and Golden, both clumped up in Kitchen, have to try and explode out of here and somehow, some way get this bomb defused. Only a flashbang between the two of them. No kits. And JKS holding the close angle of bench. I mean, this is almost looking like it's unattainable for Fnatic. That flashbang, though, does land straight in the eyes, and they're able to at least get one kill for their troubles. Crims still very healthy on 94. But it's really the time that's the issue, and I think he's realized now, okay, yeah, there's no chance I'm getting this done.
Well, he falls back, and you could see JKS had the option to take him down there, but he just wanted to make sure the round was guaranteed. He certainly could have got that kill, but he thought, you know what, I'm just going to wait for this bomb. Let's not make things uncomfortable. It'd be nice to get that kill, it'd be nice to get the extra money. He might go down with the bomb, he's okay. JKS makes it out in time. Crim's now looking for any sort of rifles he can find. He's looking for the bomb blast to carry the weapons into the corner. Didn't quite grab anything, though. Crisis averted for Renegades. It got very uncomfortable there with the initial 1D coming from Flusher. That was a beautiful shot, I have to say. Then Lekro, we built it up in the pregame, Vince, that his Deagle sometimes can be absolutely disastrous for his opposition. He gets one, and luckily that's all he gets.
Wasn't far off on connecting the dots into the apps either. That could have really made an interesting round. But as it stands, it's only the saved Eagle and a P250 that was picked up by Lekro. That is in the back pocket, trying to face off against Renegades. Still 2 Mac-10s, looking to get a bit of a farm on with their money. Stillo's going to be taking his through connector, but JW's going to get a knife on him and will take the Mac-10 out. That is incredibly awkward. It still should be Renegades winning the round, and finally JKS is going to put this one to bed, but how cheeky was that?
He's just got himself like $2,100 right now. He's got to kill the Mac-10 and a knife kill. JW's the AWP, but that's a ton of bank coming into it. He's got 4K right now before the loss bonus even arrives. So, lovely stuff. You like to see that. So he didn't do great in the pistol round, but he's certainly made up for in terms of the finances. He's got an AK-47 now. He could even buy himself an AWP next round. And oh my goodness, he gets this kill. That could be great. Looks like it won't be happening. He'll be falling back. But yeah, dropping that AK now, buying himself the AWP, that actually sets Fnatic up very nicely. So that's great work by him. And Azza might be able to find him at this point. It looks like it's almost guaranteed. Azza will have to drop on him. There we go. So no AK save, but still money gathered. JW will be bringing in $6,500 in the next round. You'd love to see that, even after a forced buy. So he'll certainly be bringing out the AWP here, Vince. Renegades don't really have that bonus round we discussed so much. After getting the 3-0, you normally have some residual SMGs. I think they have one, perhaps. Nifty Might purchase the orb, though. We'll have a look as to what he goes for. AK for him. So this is going to be a normal gun round here. A couple of compromises. No defuse kits for Fnatic and Golden, just with the FAMAS. So he opts for a few more bits of utility. Execution to kick things off. One player rotating towards middle. It's going to be Azir, I believe. He'll be waiting for them to make their mark on the site. Can Fnatic hold them off? They have got 3 players here, ready and waiting.
Set play coming into fruition, but so is Golden's from Asprey. Not able to get a second. Slight gap in the smoke, though, will allow Crims to at least watch across the triple. Many teams will try and push a player towards the CT boxes just to get rid of that angle. But so far, Renegades aren't doing it, and this is where the gap in the smoke is going to completely cripple both Nifty and Renegades. The bomb's been dropped out in a horrible spot, and Fnatic, who originally smoked off, now have a real shot and maybe turning the fortunes of this round. JW, though, is getting hot and heavy, very nearly burns to a crisp, but Lekro goes down anyway in amongst the chaos.
Yeah, this is a very interesting round now. Bomb still not planted. A minute on the clock. JW burning down to 11 HP. Flusher, it's all down to him, really. 3 on 2 in Renegade's favor.
JW still somehow alive. Flusher from Connector. Bomb yet to get planted, so he's just going to bide his time, hope for a mistake. Azir may feel pressured to go aggressive with his 12 health. And the fight will come to him in the form of Flusher, who's going to wrap around, lands the second shot, the bomb in a horrendous position for JKS. It could not be any worse for him. The only good news is he's got full health and an AK to back it up, and he will land the first kill. 1 bullet on JW will be enough, but JW has already rotated round to jungle, and Fnatic get it done.
Well, there we have it. Fnatic do win the round, but it's going to cost them a lot of money there. 1 player surviving, and I feel like Renegades, 1 by 1 towards Flusher. That's the way he likes it, and you can see him spraying them down. This was the play that lost in the round, though. The bomb jumping round. Jacob not playing with a teammate there. Bomb on his back, leaves it in the open, and JKS, fantastic clutcher, but that was just too far out of his reach to pick it up. JW had all the time in the world to rotate backgrounds towards jungle and take him down. There is a buy available for both sides, but both feeling the pressure a little bit here. You can see a CZ just there for Ustillo. For masses, UMPs on the Fnatic side. Whoever wins this is sending their opposition to a double eco, perhaps. So, Renegades, I'd say, with a slight advantage in terms of the overall firepower. You still know that CZ, hoping someone gets aggressive to pick up their rifle, perhaps. Flusher there on short. And it all comes to a standstill. Very default, slow, methodical round here from Renegades. Still have 2 smokes, flashbangs and molotovs. There's Nifty watching to see what's available to him. He's in the palace right now. Bit of a standoff, a stalemate perhaps, as JKM does kick things off, taking down Crims. Valuable scalp to find. 5 on 4 in favor of Renegades.
Lifting the deadlock and also spreading Fnatic that much thinner. Only a nade in the form of a HE and a flashbang remain for Fnatic, and that HE has just been tossed out. So bare bones on the side of Fnatic. No real estate either that they've been able to pick up other than short. JW, though, is going to silence Azir. Important kill. Now going to change his focus onto Palace. We'll see a player dart across. Vital information. At the same time, Flusher has drilled into Ustillo's head. And Fnatic are turning this one around. 25 seconds. Renegades have got to get a move on. They can't afford to delay this any longer. Bomb in ramp, but here comes Golden. Perfect timing. And Fnatic only losing Crims. They lost the first kill and then cleaned up very well indeed.
Yeah, Renegades look very apprehensive, maybe not sure what to do once they get that advantage. They slowed things right down. The utility usage from Fnatic there was stellar. You could see them locked out through smokes. Lekro hitting some great shots there with the M4A4. Nice spray transfer towards the balcony. And like I said, whoever won that round was sending their opposition to an eco. With the third stage loss bonus, it won't be a double eco for Renegades at least. So they'll take a full save round this time with Glocks, P250s, and they've got about 2k per player. They'll be getting $2,400 into the next round, so that's absolutely fine. Probably won't get the AWP out unless a bomb is planted, which is very unlikely, unfortunately, Vince, because no armor, no nades, and 3 Glocks. It's not looking too good.
Indeed, especially as Fnatic have a bunch of utility still to use. 3 incendiaries that they can toss one of them into the apps, and that's pretty much going to stop the push. Ooh, JW uncharacteristically missing that shot.
Yeah, a few misses from him today.
Shouldn't end up mattering in this round, but it's more later on when AWPs are going to be in play for the likes of Nifty that we could start to see that catching up with him. Lekro, pretty easy sailing for him. He's going to go down to the hands of Jacob, and that should be all that Renegades get out of this now. Flusher, frag onto Nifty mid-air, bombs dropped out. Chances all but gone. And now Jacob, oh
please.
no, JW's hungry for another knife and he's gonna land it. 2 knives in 6 rounds.
He just loves it, doesn't he? Well, they're certainly worth it. Like previous iterations of CS, it was more just showboating, but the financial reward these days for a knife kill actually is worthwhile. It's high risk, high reward, and he gets $1,500. So he's made 3 grand so far from knife kills alone. So that's not too bad for us. We're getting to the next gun round here. Like I said, no AWP already available for Renegades. We didn't get that bomb planted, which it did not. We're going to see JW see if he can start hitting some more shots here. Smoke down in front of him, looking for anyone crossing over to those mid boxes. They will try and push the mid smoke here and head towards short, perhaps. They're going to sit behind the boxes for now. JW looking for his opportunity to find this first kill.
Could be a slow peek by Ustillo, who intelligently is going to stay behind the box. I say intelligently, but it's going to be a barrage of grenades that greets him and Jacob. And it's Jacob that dies first, but Ustillo's only got 3 health left to play with.
It's like a coordinated airstrike over there. All the utility, the incendiaries, the nades. It leaves Ustillo on 3 HP. JW adds to the fragging. 2 kills for him. 5 on 2. It's just an absolute bloodbath towards middle. And Renegades can't do anything about this. JKS goes down as well. And that's 4 rounds in a row. And they're just rolling over right now, Vince. They're getting absolutely wrecked. Fnatic 4, Renegades 3, money in the bin again. That was quite beautiful. In terms of the synergy and the coordination of the grenades, like, they didn't even have to shoot anyone. Everyone was just getting destroyed. And JW, okay, fair enough. He's hitting some shots now. That was quite nice. Partial buy coming in from Renegades as they home in on maximum loss bonus. Looks like it will be a flash attack from the Palace. You normally send 3 players towards this area. Flash over, CZ jump out, and hope you find a couple of blind players there.
Oh dear, it's looking like deja vu. Easy for Fnatic. Simple kills and only again 1 player dropping. So in the last 4 rounds, Fnatic have lost 3 players, which is why their economy is booming so much right now.
Yeah, they're swelling. There's CORSAIR looking reasonably calm right now. I'm sure that won't last as the best of 3 goes on. This is not the Renegades squad I've seen before. They're looking a little bit lost right now. Good call. Take the time out. Let's get CORSAIR involved. JKS has purchased a Krieg, Vince. Now, I want to hear your opinions on the Krieg. We had a bit of a weird period in CS where it's been bought for a month. What are your thoughts?
I feel like if you're going to play up the likes of mid, it's actually not too bad with the scoped element of it. It is very accurate, and you can do a lot of damage with it. It's just, it has to be in the right hands. If you're not used to the Krieg, it's going to be a nightmare.
Sure. I just feel like I haven't seen anyone do anything with the Krieg that they can't do with an AK yet. You know,
I agree.
There hasn't been one sick highlight clip of a really impactful round where it's got 2 or 3 opening kills with the scope, and I thought, wow, okay, that makes a lot of sense. It's only $300 more than the AK, but still, in CS, we talk about every dollar, and it really does count. That can be the difference between getting a helmet or not, or getting a smoke grenade, and I don't know, for me, I'm not convinced, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. I want someone to do good with it. So we'll see what happens here. JKS will be rolling with that weapon here. We'll see whether he can find some shots. So go towards middle again. Need to avoid the grenades this time. No smoke towards the window. It's going to be Nifty trying to use that opening to find the first pick here. We'll see whether this AXQ will work out for them. So that's where they're coordinating towards. Bomb will be picked up in spawn. Everyone's coming back around with JKS, with the aforementioned Krieg in the Palace right now, seeing if he can open things up. Good position for it. Zoom in towards jungle and the steps. And here come the smokes.
Set play into effect. Very important that Renegades finally start to get some rifle rounds on the board, though. They did start this off 3-0 to the good. 5 rounds in a row now to Fnatic. Blackro, perfect position to strike onto Azza, who's not going to be able to check, and he's got the bomb in first. They've dropped the bomb out way in the open. They may get away with it because Ustillo and Nifty are going to alleviate the pressure with kills. But for a moment, that looked horrendous. Now Crimson's going to come in through the smoke. They gets himself 2, and a third as well. The way this guy's playing right now, he's unstoppable, and Nifty has to pull off a 1v3 of his own.
My God, Crims, that was filth. He just pushes through the smoke. He's got a shooting gallery. They've got no idea what to do. The planter just looks absolutely lost. And JW, does he want another knife? I think he does, Vince. He's coming in. It could go wrong, though, and it is. He's left Flasher in a 1 versus 1. The bloodlust, the greed. And now this round could be up for debate. The Molotov will come through. If Flasher doesn't win this, JW is going to feel very embarrassed indeed. But it's all absolutely fine. We'll all calm it down, bring it back to the room. Okay, I would be absolutely fuming with JW if we lost that round. Would you?
Mate, I'm fuming with him. I'm not even on his team. Like, the difference is...
if you're Crims especially, you've just done that.
Did you see the look on Crims' face?
He's like, I'm not going to say the word. Begins with B. I would actually give him a slap on the back of the head if we lost that round. If I'm Crims, I've just gone made that godlike play. But it's a lot of fun to watch. It's entertaining.
It is. It's enjoyable. But the difference there is the previous two knives, there are still players left alive. He wasn't making any noise. Dropping down, instantly Nifty hears him behind him.
Yes, exactly.
So he's of course going to check it out. JW aggressive through mid. Going to get away with this and only loses minimal health. I thought, honestly, he'd be a dead man after he missed that shot. Not the case. Crims, the beast from the previous round, is going to be looking to go on the hunt once more. Oh, the smoke clears at the perfect moment, but Az is going to get boosted up. JW gets taken out of the equation, and that's going to give a little bit of doubt in the back of Fnatic's mind. This is drawing Golden away from CT boxes. He has to go deal with Az, he's not able to get it done. And now Crims basically isolated. He's going to be able to get the first on Astillo, but must realize there could be a player behind him. Az are now moving into the CT boxes. Renegades taking full control over A. Crims, though, of course, gets another kill. Switches around for a second. Oh my goodness, this guy is on a different level right now. Nobody can stand toe-to-toe with Crims. And although Nifty's going to drill in the first kill, Lekro answers straight back.
Good attempt there. Azza doing everything he could, Vince. He gets 2 really high-impact kills. Getting the trade on towards JW, this one right here, then getting in CT spawn, finding a rotating kill. That's Golden dropped. You think that would set them up for a round, but you know who's waiting for them. It's Big Daddy Crims. He's coming from the connector, and he's not missing a beat right now. This guy has been playing out of his mind for the last few months, and he's continuing that form today at least. He looked great yesterday, the only player who was actually fragging really for Fnatic at an exceptional level. And you can see that smile on his face, and a couple of bumps in the road. The pistol wasn't too good for Fnatic, and then that knife situation, but it's all fine. They're currently leading 7-3, and another timeout is called for Renegades. They've lost 7 rounds in a row.
Just trying to, if nothing else, just recollect themselves. Crims.
Yeah, what is going on? It's like, guys, can we calm down?
How do we deal with him? He's 13-5, but so many of those 13 kills have been so impactful in kind of 2v2, 3v3 scenarios, getting triple kills, entries back onto the site again after the bomb's been planted. Like, the guy's doing everything.
Yeah, well, they will have another buy here. Obviously riding tailgates of the maximum loss bonus. The bomb's going down the last 2 rounds as well. It certainly helps out with the buy. Round number 11, been a very fast half here. Smokes towards mid, and Crims looking for the fast play towards short. Ustillo's trying it, but he's got himself in an awkward position now. JW with the first kill. 5-on-4 once again. And Ustillo, what does he do from this position? Sad and CPL, but they know exactly where he is.
Again, the first kill's gone the way of Fnatic, so after that timeout, you're hoping you're going to get an instant impact, but Crims is the man. 1 point once again, and it's Nifty, who really has been absent this game so far, hasn't been afforded too many opportunities. One of the players you're really looking out for Renegades to get the kills into fruition. Azza, in the meanwhile, goes down to the hands of Golden. JKS will answer back with an AK, but Lekro, no reason to move. Has a bit of cover from Connector, which is going to be Crims watching his back. And Renegades still need to get the bomb, and it's important to mention that JW's moved all the way around the back with the AWP, no less. This is how aggressive this guy is, and now Astillo's about to find out firsthand just how aggressive JW can be. Right in the backside, no knife shenanigans this time.
He thought about it for a second. He's like, no, I owe Crims this much. Let's just get the guarantee kill, not another 1v1. So there we go, 8-3, and Renegades, no plan that time. Might have to be the partial buy here. But that's JW being dynamic, being aggressive, changing his position up towards B this time. Gets an opening pick. He's been towards middle window every single round so far. So nice to change things up. JK's got a couple of nice shots there, but not quite enough. 10 kills for Azza as we go into round number 12 here. No double AWP setup for Fnatic. They've got a few capable AWPers in that squad, but happy with the setup. It's not broken, so why not? And Lekro will be baited in by JW this time. So the idea is Lekro sits in that tiny little corner. JW doesn't necessarily even need to find a kill. Just needs to show presence, to show that he's going to be firing shots off and trying to fall back. Does see one go towards the underpass there. Certainly spotted, I think, by Jacob. But we'll see. Looks like a BXQ this time with the smokes going towards the archways.
Allows Crims just to perch here, though, as a result of that information. Also, JW didn't shoot, so he knew that he could just stay in B-apps. He wasn't going to get charged down. Lekro now is going to take over with the AK-47, tailor-made for the close angle. JW shifts elsewhere. Going to go back in towards B-apps. Here comes another boost, as has been here before. Well, can they realistically do with it, though, Henry? I mean, they've only got pistols, and the way Fnatic are playing at this point, not too much. Nifty's gone down already.
Yeah, and that's JW. Remember, Lekro's still in position, so far, so good for Fnatic. They are looking almost certain to win this round, but Azza, he really has snuck behind enemy lines. This could be epic. He's going to make his way towards the B side. Spots one, nails the first kill. JW's still there. They've got a lot of trouble in front of him. He probably goes down. He's going to have players all around him. Can't hit the no-scope. Flashes here on the backup, though. He's playing from short. Smokes himself out of trouble. Crims looking for crossing towards the bench. 3-on-3 and a chance here for Renegades with the all picked up.
Well, I didn't give Renegades too much opportunity, but Az has got it done. He's at least going to afford the bomb plant with the open JKS's hands. Maybe, just maybe, they can clutch out the round. Golden. He perched on the boost, going to drop down with Flusher, making some noise, may bait Flusher. Jacob was close enough to have heard that. JKS will pull the trigger. Jacob now can hear Golden round the corner with his incendiary. Albert misses his opportunity, and that incendiary landing now allows Crims to clutch again. B-site runs red with the blood of Renegades once more. This has got to be so frustrating.
How did Jacob not get that kill on shore? He had the nade out. It was Golden with a flashbang in his hand, I think. Jacob comes round, and with the CZ at that range, that's to be an insta-give. That should be just be dead. He doesn't make it happening. There it is, one shot. Comes through for Golden. Crims continues his rampage. 16 kills after 12 rounds. And it's not getting any better for Renegades. Remember, they were 3-0 up, and now it's 9-3. Nifty trying to go for the fast pick towards the A side. Takes a nade. And we'll see if he can find the first shot. Crims might be able to offer himself up. Flashbang's in, though. It's just so perfect from Fnatic. The synergy, the coordination, it's looking perfect. And the destruction coming in from Crims now as he just keeps finding kills. 3 of them coming in. And it's a 5-on-2. And this is just absolute domination right now.
It just looks like Crims is smurfing. I can't believe I'm saying that at a top-tier event like this. Another 4K. He's now moved on to 20 kills. And we've just finished round 13.
It's unreal. This guy, he's making them look like amateurs. You're right. It does look like he's having too much fun. I can't even keep up with the kills he's getting. The first one comes in towards the A ramp, then spams the smoke of the grenade, gets another, then another one through the smoke. It's insane. This is nuts. Well, it's going to be Lekro pushing towards middle. They're not happy with the lead they have right now, but Usilla trying to do what he can to shut them down. Does get one kill at least with a jumping kill from Flusher, of course. What else?
JW now has a chance to show what he's capable of, but will be missing out on his shots. So again, B-site does seem to be the weaker of the two. Renegades have consistently got some small victories, but again, is it going to be doable? Are they going to be able to hold on? The fact that Crims is dead suggests that maybe this is their opportunity. The first time since the first 3 rounds, they won the pistol, they got the subsequent rounds, then 10 in a row by Fnatic. Just steamrolling through on the CT side. Azza on the prowl for Lekro. Is going to spot him, comes out second best, but fortunately Golden gone down elsewhere, and now it's Nifty's chance, and there we go. He will gobble up those kills, finally getting that AWP to work.
There we go. 10-5 is still recoverable. That's what they're going to need here. Well played by Renegades, finally getting something going in their favor. Still fast towards shore, found the first frag, then the jumping kill, of course, coming in from Flusher. But JW, close range AWP towards B, wasn't the ideal weapon with all the AKs gunning him down, couldn't hit the no-scopes. We go into the final round of the first half, and this has been a very quick affair. As we'll see whether Nifty can continue the frags he found in the previous round. JW could be a decent grenade. Lands right on Usilla, does 30 damage. Nothing else following up. Hasn't been tagged up though as well. They're going to try and focus towards middle and see if they can take down JW here.
Renegades reeling, but they have a chance to get a 10-5 half. It wouldn't be the worst scenario. It wouldn't be the end of the world. This is still doable. It's really just been the nature in which they've lost the rounds that's giving a lot of doubts right now. Estillo going to be boosting up once more, but Flusher is a step ahead of them, throws the nade out, thought that might do a little bit more damage. Az is going to come nose to nose with JW, pardon me, who is in window with his AWP. Az has the right idea. Once that smoke clears, JW should be a goner. Point blank range, AK in hand. Azza now finds out that JW is there, and it is going to be a kill. Not only does that give them some mid control, but additionally they have a 2-player advantage.
Oh yes. 5-on-3 now. Lekro to defend the B site. Will it be enough? Oh my goodness, Ustillo shuts down any thoughts he had of winning this round, and that's going to be it. 10-5 as with the final frag here. Should be quite a clean one, but no, Golden does find him at least. Just padding stats at this point, I'm afraid. Maybe he'll have a chance of getting a little bit deeper, but there it is. 10-5, at least not the worst result in the world, but it was looking like it was getting well out of control there in the mid stages of the half.
It sure was. And even though Crims is obviously going to get the plaudits for this game, the way he's been playing, as has been consistently chugging along. He's top fragging for Renegades. He's constantly been getting boosted into window, doing a lot of work. Typically the first guy in, the guy making the most risks. So I want to put a bit of a spotlight on him, and hopefully he's going to be able to continue that form going through onto the CT side. Yeah,
I think that's a very good point. So second half will begin. You do get 2 minutes at the end of each half to discuss what are you going to bring to the table. I think Renegades certainly need that. Their heads need to get in this game at this point. 3-0 up, then he lost 10 rounds in a row. Luckily they got the last 2 in their favor. Exploiting the window boost, and as you're absolutely right, the amount of times he got in the backtracks there towards CT spawn, then that B bomb side as well. That round they did win. He managed to pick up that CZ frag on Lekro, then make things very uncomfortable for JW. There's the man of the hour, Crims, one of the absolute icons of CSGO. Continues the form after so many years, looking world class again and again.
I was hitting the desk out of frustration yesterday. He's just been punching Renegades in the face so far.
We'll have a look at the setup for the second half pistol. Here we go, 4 sets of armor for the CTs, 3 for Fnatic. They've managed to get a deagle in the hands of Lekro. I haven't seen that in a pistol for a couple of months now. We'll see if he can make it work. He will be trying to find that first kill. A headshot comes in, that's nifty down to 7. And Lekro trying to find any opportunities here to make that deagle sing.
And with that headshot landing, instantly Nifty has to get the hell out of window, so that just affords mid-control to fall into place for Fnatic, and they're making the most of it. They know that's the case, especially with the kill onto Ustillo. So right off the bat here, Renegades, they're reeling. They're struggling once more on the pistol that they really needed to pick up.
They really did. It's not over just yet. There will be an A split to finish things off here. One smoke available. I assume that's firing in either jungle or towards CT spawn. We'll see which way they're inclined. And here we go. JKS will be landing some shots here. We have got one Renegade player towards Palace as well. Watch out for him. There it is. He strikes. Does take down 2. Brilliant shots coming in from the silent USP, but still going to be the man advantage for Renegades here. Not for long. Golden going to town with the Glock.
And he has Flasher behind him with a P250. Nifty, the first player to take any damage in this round, is one of the last 4 remaining. Bomb planted. Golden spins around and lands another headshot. Not the play you'd expect to be carrying the round in the pistol, but hey, you've got to lead from example sometimes.
Well, there we have it. Brilliant stuff from Golden there, making the Glock do absolutely everything possible. Long-range shots, plants the bomb, emerges from the smoke, and instigates the player trying to take him down. I think that was Nifty. So well played to Golden.
Exceptional work by Golden, and 11-5 score with Fnatic. A very possible 13-5 to follow. Renegades, CZ's, USP of course for Nifty, who wants the AWP as soon as he can get his hands on it. You feeling all right there, mate?
Bit of hay fever setting in today. First day of the season, so not great. Didn't bring any medication.
As well, of course,
yeah, it really is not a great environment for hay fever sufferers. But either way, we're going to be going towards the connector, and it's getting a bit awkward here for Fnatic, taking some damage there. They will trade out frag that grenade, not landing the kill. I thought it would. Lekro now needs to find some shots. He will get the wall bang on Nifty. 3-on-3. JKS and Ustillo are low. Bomb will be planted, as looks like Fnatic have secured the round.
Certainly does. Renegades have a decision to make. Do they want to go in for this without a kit, without nades, or do they want to save for the next round and maybe give themselves another chance at getting this CT side started off earlier?
I think that's the right call. That would be get those UMPs up. You've got armor on 3 players now. A CZ, you can actually drop those 2 CZs to Azur and Nifty, the players of the UMPs, right? So you'd actually have a pretty decent overall complexion going into the next round. So I think that's a very wise and informed decision at this point. Gives yourself a second chance.
Especially considering the vast round buffer that Fnatic have. You don't want to give away another couple of rounds and have the 13-5 scoreline. They
still have a fighting chance in the next round, but more rifles will come out for Fnatic here. They need to be very smart with their placement of those UMPs. But they do have helmets with them, so like I said, drop the CZs over to the players that died in the previous round. JKS will keep his. They could go for maybe an aggressive play this round, send like 3 players towards the A ramp, flash over, see if they can make those UMPs, get a couple of kills there. We'll see though. Plenty of options. I won't go into them all. And it's terms of their general approach. They will be going aggressive towards the Palace from what I can see, Vince. They will be boosting one player up. Now two. Jacob will try and get the first pick here. Does he go any further than this?
Seems like he's content to just sit here for the time being with a couple players just behind him. Fnatic making the most of the lack of presence in mid from Renegades. Pushing 3 players up simultaneously. Gonna go through catwalk side. Smokes down perfectly to watch out for Connector. Still out with the other UMP. Watching short side. The flashes, the aggression is going to be following it. Can Castillo get any kills? Not today. Neither can Azza. B site has fallen. And Renegades, well, probably going to just set up to try and get some kills on the exit, because in terms of this round, it's pretty much over.
I think you might be right there. So nice try by the Renegades here. Might be able to get a kill. 2 players waiting in CD spawn. You see JK is trying to get baited in behind the flower pot there. He probably gets maybe 2 kills. That's quite smart. There's one. Looking for the second. Golden will trying to take him down at this point. Oh, it doesn't have the ammunition to finish this one off. Does reload the CZ. Looks like that exits out of the kitchen area though. JW waiting for him to push through. Jumps. That's actually very smart by Fnatic, knowing that he would try and find maybe an AK there. Down he goes. That's the player with the armor, and it's just Nifty saving a Mac 10. That won't be that useful for the next round, especially the first gun round. You want to get the rifle out. You'll probably be throwing that away almost certainly. Absolutely. He does. He'll get the AWP out.
He does at least also keep a CZ, so he's going to have a sidearm to his AWP, allow him to play both long and close range, but it is going to be a lack of grenades here. I'm not sure that they'll have enough for a kit either. Actually, no, they don't. So this is looking pretty rough for Renegades.
That Galil becomes very powerful as well with 4 players without helmets. So that's almost a bonus, really. That's 35 bullets. The more mobile than the AK, faster rate of fire. See whether flush up and this smoke towards the jungle can get it down. It's a very fast execution here off the bat.
They're getting the rewards too. Lecro straight in. Ustillo caught with his pants down in no man's land, and Jacob wasn't able to help him either. He's pretty much stuck in Connector. He wants to hold the angle now, make sure he can at least get 1 kill for his troubles. A 3-on-3 post-plant scenario. We'll see Azza completely blind, and Golden will make the most of it. Fnatic in prime position to get a 14th, and if they pick up this round, Renegade's chances go from slim to none. And Jacob mollied out. They're going to have to save.
Yeah, and that's going to be 14-5, and luckily they do save, I think, the AWP. Indeed they do. That's in the hands of Nifty, but he didn't find a single kill with it. Lovely fast execution there. That's what you want to be dropping on those first gun rounds, especially if you know your opposition force ball in the second. They're missing vital bits of their kits. They haven't necessarily got incendiaries, HE grenades. They're going to have to take compromises. If you get that bomb down quickly as well, like you said, there's a chance they don't have kits. Fast executions are the best way to handle yourselves in the first gun round against a team, especially CTs that just force ball in the second round. So that's brilliant. Perfect call there from Fnatic. You can see how well it works. CT's well expecting it. They're killing Connector. He had his back turned to the bomb site. He had no idea what was coming. So well played Fnatic. Perfect game of CS so far. Top of the scoreboard, of course, Crims. He's on 21 kills, 12 deaths. At the top of Renegades is Azza, 13 and 17. Everyone's kind of equal on the fragging Renegades. No one's like really lagging behind. The bottom is Ustillo, 9 and 17. But into the next round we go. Obviously, they'll force by. They can't afford to go map point at this stage of the game. 14-5, and it looks like they'll be heading towards B at this point. 1 player to sell anything he can towards A. Ustillo caught the nade out. Nifty. This is looking very uncomfortable indeed. It causes a rotation, and Fnatic don't have to commit to this. Smoke's down, and looks like they will fall back.
Once again, with a lack of utility, if Fnatic can just catch Renegades in transition, that could be all she wrote. But Jacob holds his fort of mid-window. Of course, Renegades are trying to use that as much as possible, boosting Azza in, defending it when the roles are reversed. Golden, going to see if maybe he can answer back in kind, but no one's peeking him. Renegades playing this one passively, very deep on A, actually. Both jungle and CT spawn, no one up close. The likes of Ramp or Palace or Shadow. 50 seconds. Fnatic do have a smoke and a Molotov, but they're both in the hands of Crim, so they're going to be pushing onto a site with not too much utility.
We'll see what's available. Here's Lecro trying to find an opening kill in towards the B side. Nails him, takes down 1. He knows Nifty's waiting for him, but he'll go down there. does cause some sort of a rotation, but JKM looks almost certain to take down Golden here. No chance of missing that shot, I'm afraid. Flasher looking to get the trade out here. Baits out some shots with the shoulder peek. 4-on-2. Flashbang does look very effective, and they come out together. And this teamwork from Fnatic is off the scales, and Crims is just a master. But luckily, as a nifty rotate through. What a shot that was in CT Spawn.
That was beautiful, a one tap. And unfortunately for Crims, he got peeked just as he threw his smoke towards jungle. So he had the right idea, but Nifty was just a hair quicker. Fnatic instantly back in with a buy, of course, but they are depleting their funds pretty rapidly. You can see Flusher just on a Desert Eagle. Only Golden really has a decent chunk of money if they were to lose this round. So if Renegades could hold on, maybe this is their way to start getting some momentum.
Need to win this round, though, Vince. They need consecutive rounds. Can't afford to get reset, especially the fact they're going to be map point. I think that goes without saying. Maybe a bit of an obvious comment. But here we go. Nifty getting it done towards middle. JKM can afford to fall back here. Doesn't have to commit. They've got the man advantage. Let's keep it that way. Flasher only on a deagle from what I can see. So might want to be trying to consider his options. Go pick up the fallen AK of Golden there. But so far, so good for Renegades.
Decent nade by Jake. He's going to do some damage. JW gets the brunt of it. Down to 56. A money nade. And now Jacob back into window. Decides better off at very deep defensive positions again. It's really only JKS that's taking an aggressive stance for Renegades. You can see that the stark difference and contrast between how Fnatic go for CT side as opposed to Renegades. Fnatic was so aggressive. JW pushing through B-ups with orbs, pushing up mid. Maybe that's just an indication of how one-sided this has been, though. Renegades feel like they can't make any mistakes.
Yeah, the thing is, you're just playing, at this point, not to lose the round.
Yes.
They don't have the freedom of being flamboyant and trying to show how good they are. They just have to play very methodical and defensive CS at this stage.
Oh, if Crims had tossed the Molotov down, it would have met JKS and forced him out, but that smoke actually will allow JKS to get back to default box. And Crims can't do a great deal with this. 15 seconds, he's hoping at Lekro or somebody else can pierce onto the site. And so far, Lekro's been unable to do it. 8 seconds, Crims goes in for 2. Can he spin around for a third? No. Too many angles for him to watch out for. And JW is just all about doing as much damage as he can before the round ends. Doesn't want to die. This would really hurt his funds. And he's not going to.
Yeah, it looks like an eco though for Fnatic. Consecutive rounds for Renegades. Finally, something looking positive for them. Renegades get the opening pick, and like we said, went to the turtle stance, just holding up, no one picking, just hold together, get those crossfires established, and it worked out quite nicely there. Crims made things a bit scary once again with his AK play from the Palace. Got 2, but shut down, and it looks like obviously pistols, and that saved AK for JW. They'll be going towards A, trying to shut the round down. A couple of smokes towards the steps and jungle, perhaps. Could smoke connector. Well, that's a smoke for steps, so that's what we'll be having through. Maybe changing things up, though. Could smoke connector and CT spawn, as I was about to say, but Nifty won't even let them get close as he knifes his teammate as he falls down. Okay.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for that one.
Why is that happening?
The victory. I got a kill, so I'll knife a teammate.
That's how you do it.
Fortunately for Renegades, it shouldn't end up mattering too much. Although that does put JKS in a potential one-tap range of the likes of the P250s now. Even at longer range, but he's playing close. So it doesn't really make any difference. The FAMAS is going to come in with a second, and Renegades get it done in a clean sweep.
Yeah, very well played. Not out of this just yet. There is a buy available for Fnatic here, but there will be compromises. Remember, JW got no money for saving that AK in the previous round. UMP for Flusher, CZ for JW. Orpal for Nifty. This is a chance for them to sink their teeth into this half at least. Then maybe get to double figures first, just focus on that, then let's see what's possible. As they go aggressive, starting to find their footing a little bit more now, wanting to get stuck in as they go for the initial kills. Just sort of working for them. Unfortunately, the trades do go in favor of Fnatic. 4-on-3 now. Still that CZ and UMP though for Flusher and JW. I'm sure there's some rifles available towards mid. There's the rifle picked up for JW at least. Lekro is the first player to drop. It's Flusher this time working towards B. Audacious to try and use the UMP at that range. Doesn't work out for him. All of a sudden, Renegades are back in the round.
Again, JW making so much inroads through on jungle. This could catch Jacob, but it's a crosshair perfectly placed. JKS in the meanwhile lands a nade. And it started horrendously for Renegades, losing the 2-for-1 trade and allowing Fnatic to pick up a couple more rifles, but It looks like it's going to end okay, barring a golden 1v3 clutch. Has the bomb. He's going to go for the straight up plant. Not going to happen. JK was waiting on bench. I do wonder if that was a miss call from Renegades, assuming it would be some kind of like an eco round for that aggressive play up mid.
I'm not sure. Those are the times I don't want to do the aggressive push, if I'm honest. If you think it's an eco, you just want to hold back and let them try and work the map and use the range to your advantage. I think the fact that, JW saved an AK, there was a chance Fnatic could force up around it, you can take an educated guess. They might go for at least CZs. I don't know, just trying to find out what's going on. Just get an early pick and fall back is usually the way you want to operate in those sort of rounds. That's what they got. It didn't really go well towards the end, but they recovered the round, and it will be 14-9 now. CZ's D once more. Instead of going for that opening pick, does some considerable damage, but overall still a 5-on-5. Smoke's going in towards A. Bob not quite there yet, so I'll have to wait a little bit longer. He's still over the first kill.
Certainly bouncing back though, Renegades. Look poor for them after they lost the second pistol in the subsequent 3 rounds. Certainly turning up the heat. JKS, last line of defense. On the side's able to get 2. Now Azza steps up from the stairs. Crims is there to swat him away with his Desert Eagle. 2 more players to find. If there's one play you'd want in this scenario right now, it's Crims. The bomb dropped just behind him, but he's got time, Henry. He doesn't feel like he's in a rush.
50 seconds. Bomb within his grasp. He'll pick that up now. He can be very frustrating here if he can just go all the way around back to middle. They've lost track of him at this point. They don't know where he is. They'll stick together. That's the best way to play this 2 versus 1. Even if you get to plant down, just make sure he doesn't get a kill for free and pick up one of your rifles. You can't play segregated.
Oh, is that what they're going to do? No, Nifty was just having a quick look through mid.
Stick together, boys.
I think he was watching mid just to make sure that Astilla didn't get flanked. And they're actually going to go 1v1 against Crims. Fortunately though, Nifty should have the drop on him as the AWP peers across into B apps. So crisis averted, just about.
Double digits as well for Renegades. So we talked about this yesterday in terms of a comeback. That's going to be the first step. Kind of really makes you realize you're still in this game and it's not over, especially if they haven't even got a map point yet. So Renegades looking for the comeback. They normally get so close to comebacks and then it all falls apart. That's a calling card Renegades. It's been done a lot of times before. 5 AKs now for Fnatic. Nifty taking a bit of damage there in the Molotov, but extinguishes it. And now focusing attention towards top and middle.
And Sendry all down to just being worried in case he gets swiped from underpass. Purely off the timing. Jacob's going to go down anyway. JW and Fnatic decide a fast A hit is what's best for business, and so far, so good. Lekro through the smoke. He's going to get headshot by JKS on the back of triple box. It is a position that's very hard to lock down from multiple angles, but he's done a pretty decent job. Crimson Flusher, 2v2 against Nifty and Astillo. An open and AK facing off against the 2 AK-47s, but Fnatic certainly worse for wear when it comes to the HP.
Here we go then. Big round for either side. Fnatic in touching distance of map point now. We'll see if Nifty can hold them at bay. AWP in hand. Crims will have the bomb on his back, and CT's once again sticking together.
Russia just going to go and look back towards T-spawn, making sure there's no flank coming in. This is buying up time for Nifty to go into CT, and his calls are on point. What a flick to flush his head partially through the wall, and Renegades, they are not done just yet.
Absolutely not. That is beautiful from Nifty. Great awareness, perfect aim, and that's why he's been such a celebrated player in the last year. He's been on point at AWP and a massive part of the success of Renegades. You can see how perfect that is. Great movement as well. As we'll get into round number 26 here. A tactical timeout is called by Fnatic. Their money is actually looking a little bit desperate again. They'll be on the CZs, and the elation at the first half and all the frags they were getting really has been slowed down. They were 4-0 up in this second half as well. Scoreline currently sits at 6-4 in favor of Renegades now. They've pulled this half back, Vince, and 14-11 overall. This ain't over yet. Just pistols for the Fnatic squad. on smoke, few flashbangs and Molotov, until they'll be going fast towards middle.
Jacob, right idea. Just slightly off on the spray through the smoke. Now JKS, 30 bullets, able to land one with them, but Jacob has came in with one of his own. Sure, Renegades are losing players, but they still have an advantage in a 3-on-2. Only 15-20 seconds of this round have passed, and already Fnatic are in towards the likes of jungle. Very isolated though. Crims is all the way over on the T side of B, or B apps I should say, now moving into mid. And he's going to find Azza laid and waiting. Did land a headshot. Very nearly picked out that kill. That would have been nuts.
Lovely kills from Azza though. Really crisp aim. That's something he's always had in his back pocket. He's still like 10 kills to his name right now. He is the player that's struggling the most on the server right now. 10 and 19. 21 kills for JKS, 20 for Azza. Those guys really going to town at Fnatic right now. They're still in this game. Full buy though for Fnatic, 14-12 overall. JW the AWP this time. Nifty has bested him in the last few rounds. Flashbangs towards mid. JW using the crash can to towards the mid boxes. Decides to fall back, waiting for any aggression from the CTs from middle. Nifty looking towards underpass for anyone crossing over. Doesn't get any intel just yet. Lots to do here. The flick not connecting this time.
Not far off by Nifty. Not far off at all. Golden's not able to get him on the retreat either. As a smoke will blur his vision onto window. Going to throw one of his own into connector. And now Azza may feel more pressured that there could be some aggression coming towards him. Not the case just yet. Necro still holding it down from mid boxes. JW going to be peeking into connector now. 2 players strong. Ustillo's going to boost Azza onto the short boxes. Just in time to see Necro, who pivots around and lands the headshot onto Azza. A kill that Azza will be bitterly disappointed he didn't pick up. 4-on-4, and JW flicking onto Ustillo. Picked off in the backside from JKS. All the way from triple box. That must have been a hell of a headshot. Instantly dispatched of JW.
3 versus 3. Time remaining for Fnatic. Nifty using the orb now. They will be ending up towards the B bomb site. He holds the window. He's got JKS nearby. If he hits one of these shots, that should be round, but good Molotov thrown by Flusher will buy them some space. You can see the CTs have to fall back at this point. Looks like the plant is certainly possible. The retake will begin momentarily. Nifty can't go any further. And Necro, great position here with Flusher to try and shut them down as they rotate in. Crims will be watching the apartments.
Nifty flash straight out, lands onto both of the terrorists at the right-hand side. Of course, there's no way Renegades to know that they're still clumped up there. For all they know, one of them's backed off towards short. Quite one-dimensional. If Jacob goes down, remaining Renegades are going to have to push out of kitchen, brute force their way. JKS has started things off, but here comes Necro, and Flusher spins around for a double.
Beautiful stuff. Not the most comfortable run there for Fnatic. Really could have gone either way. I like the Molotov from Jacob towards the van to get him out of position. That gave them 1 kill. But the double setup towards the window, tucking themselves in the corner. It's not expected. Bit of a bait and switch as the map point comes in for Fnatic. Remember, this is a best of 3. Winner will be going to the quarterfinals that start tomorrow. Loser, unfortunately, does go home. Still anyone's game here. All it takes is the reset from Renegades, but their money is running thin. You can see the JKS Famas come out. Barrage of bullets towards middle through the smoke. Nifty does have the AWP once again, this time playing towards B, not in middle. Trying to be dynamic, just like JW was. This is a key duel, though. JW's on the other side. Flames down, the incandescence blocking vision as Nifty waits for JW to get a little bit closer. Can see him now. That's a guaranteed frag. Takes him down and gives Renegades a much-needed man advantage there.
See what JW was going for. Crouch down, trying to screw with the vision. Nifty was having none of it. Important kill as well. He has the only kit on the side of Renegades. If he were to die in B-Apps and drop that kit's as good as dead as far as the CTs would be concerned. Instead, Fnatic on the back foot. Renegades looking to continue to apply the pressure. As you highlighted though, Henry, really it's only flashbangs and 1 HE that remains. They can't cordon off any areas with the likes of an incendiary or a smoke just yet.
Absolutely right. Still a chance if Fnatic close it out right here, right now. Nifty, great play to find them its advantage, but Crims is still alive. He's the danger man right now. Hasn't been as electrifying in the second half as he was the first, but AK-47 this time. We'll see whether he can be the one to close things out. Jacob patiently baited him perfectly, not even needed. As you said, I finds the opening kill there. 5 on 3 now, as the final commitment comes in from Fnatic.
18 seconds. They've got to move. They've got to get entries, and it's got to be right now. In comes Crims, another beautiful one tap, and a second to boot. The way he's playing right now, he could clutch this. A third goes in, and both Lekr and Crims are still alive, just in the nick of time, getting the bomb planted. They are very low, though. Crims on for the ace with 6 health. There's no need to get rid of this position, and that could work to Crims' benefit. Could he become the executioner? Could he ruin this map for Renegades? The comeback could be derailed. Crims, though, looking to his left, and Jacob strikes from his right. And he'll live to fight another day, and you can see how gutted he is about that.
Keep it cool, Crims, keep it cool. Great attempt, fantastic attempt, in fact. That was almost a historic play there from him. That would have been absolutely beautiful. Played it to perfection, but Jacob outpositions him towards the end with 6 HP, maybe even 100. He could have avoided a dink and swung around and got the kill, but not meant to be. Valiant attempt, and unfortunately, I think that's Fnatic shut down in terms of their finances. This could be going to overtime now. They'll have to take a tactical timeout. Even though Renegade's funds are running low of the 1v1 there, I think Fnatic will be silly to purchase up into this round. Let it get to 15-14 and try and close it out in the last round.
Yeah, Fnatic's certainly have to hope that Crims can just keep his cool here, because you can understand why he'd be so frustrated. The way he's been so dominant, 31 kills, as you say, went off the boil a little bit on the T side, but it's still been there when needed. If they were to lose this map, I fear the worst for Fnatic, but of course they still have 2 more chances to win in regulation. And then overtime, if Renegades can make it that far. Full CZs. This does afford them a little bit to use in the next round too. Flusher's gonna avoid the Molotov, throwing a smoke down. Just gonna mess with the Stillo. Can't be sure that they're not pushing through this. Looks like it's gonna be a delayed push, Henry, and that's got the interest of more CT players now. Az is looking up there too. This looks like it should be a crossfire that will deal with Fnatic no problems. Flash in. Stillo in the meanwhile is going to miss out on his spray, but as Azza won't, with a second, he goes down to the hands of JW. And could it be the CZs? After all, that ruined this map for Renegades. Perhaps not. Jacob with his M4 stands tall.
He's doing a very good job at staying alive at this point, Vince, but they're being tagged up tremendously. Fnatic still have a chance in this one. CZ's very deadly, as you can see. They dance around the bomb side. Jacob drops, and now it's a 2-on-2.
17 health on JKS. Well in the CZ range. Nifty. FAMAS. And a flash. JW wants to switch across to a CZ with more bullets. Reload comes in. And there's another kill, and it's down to JKS. His 17 health. Stand between Fnatic and the first map, and it's not going to happen. They're going to take it anyway.
What a fantastic game that was, Vince. And like I said, Renegades are the masters of the close comeback. You know, they always get very, very close, touching distance of finishing off the game and getting back into it. But unfortunately, that man on your screen right now doesn't even look that elated, but he had one of the most magnificent games we've seen from him all tournament, I think. The first half especially, the kills he was getting, he put an absolute clinic there on the CT half. The 3-man spray downs, the recovery plays coming in from Crims was something to behold.
Absolutely beautiful. And when he's playing like that, I feel like in that sort of form, he's up there with the best in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a world-class Crims we're seeing here today. It was a good map from Fnatic. It was looking very promising in the first half, but Renegades have got some life with them. Yeah, we're going to take a break and see if they can bounce back on the second map. Do not go anywhere.
The Digital Pass, your